Good morning. Good morning from the Bullock County Historical Society and also from Bill and mine's Hideway here on historic Savannah Avenue. Today's Tidbit is sponsored by BBWH Insurers, Berkshire Hathaway Kennedy Realtors, and Bullock First. They don't get any finer than this. Two are owned by my cousins, and the other is run by a dear friend. Did you know that Twin City has recently been added to the National Register of Historic Districts? This district encompasses over 255 acres of historic residential, commercial, and community buildings that was incorporated in 1921. Twin City used to be two separate villages or towns. The small village of Summit began in 1889 with the construction of the Rogers and Summit Railroad. A favorite, lifelong friend and cousin, Helen Doris Proctor Morris Watson, was born in Summit. The town of Graymont, established in 1896, was located 1 mile away from Summit, and it had its own depot and its own post office. Summit and Graymont kept their separate post offices until 1952. Twin City was the only town in Georgia that was a result of the merger of two towns. In that year, McRae, Georgia, and Helena, Georgia combined. There is an original 1830s log cabin in the middle of Graymont or Summit. It's the Rountree Cabin. It's very dear to me as it is where my great-grandmother was born. America Rountree was born in 1845 and then later married Jason Franklin. They're both buried in the Franklin plot in Eastside Cemetery. You must travel through Talbotton on the way to Callaway Gardens. It was founded in 1828 and was named for Governor Matthew Talbot. Talbotton's claim to fame is that an immigrant family named Strauss began its retail sales here in the 19th century. In 1896, the family acquired R.H. Macy and Company in New York. Lazarus Strauss and his wife Sarah immigrated to the United States with their sons Isidore, Nathan, and Oscar in 1852, and they moved to Philadelphia. Then they moved to Talbotton in 1854. After living here for almost 10 years, a judge began questioning the loyalty of loyal Jewish merchants to the Confederacy. The Strauss family moved to New York City after this, and I surely don't blame them. They opened an importing business which sold their imports to R.H. Macy and Company. They imported china and glassware. Ooh, oh my. Later, they secured sole ownership of Macy's. The youngest Strauss son, Oscar, attended Columbia Law School and was the U.S. minister to the Ottoman Empire in the late 1880s. He was the first president of the American Jewish Association. Brother Isidore served in the U.S. House of Representatives and founded the Educational Alliance in New York City. Brother Nathan became a leader in the crusade for pasteurization of milk and a pioneer of health reform. I would say this was quite a remarkable family. I love the small town of Daisy, Georgia, in Evans County. The original name of this town was Conley, in honor of the early Methodist minister, Reverend W.F.M. Conley. The post office was given the name Daisy to honor Daisy Leola Edwards, daughter of one of the first settlers here in Evans County, T.J. Edwards. Santa Claus is a small town in Toombs County. It was named by Farmer Green, who owned pecan orchards and a small motel. He thought the name would attract tourists, and it was incorporated as a town in 1941. The city has several Christmas-themed street names: Candy Cane Road, December Drive, Rudolph Way, Dancer Street, Prancer Street, and Sleigh Street. Well, I really have nothing more to say here. I bet they keep their Christmas decks up all year long. There is a town in Effingham County named Egypt, which began operating a post office way back in 1850, and it continued to do so for over 100 years until 1956. It was named Egypt because of its fertile soil, like the city of the same name that sits by the Nile River. Many years ago, I worked for Judge Francis Allen while in high school. One day, he told a new lawyer in the firm, who was Harry Wright, that he needed to go to Egypt to conduct some business for the firm the following day. Harry, white as a sheet, ran to the back of the office and exclaimed to several of us lady folk that he didn't even have a current passport and that Francis had asked him to go to Egypt tomorrow. We all kept him going for as long as we could. We finally told him it was a short drive on 2-lane roads to Egypt, which was in Effingham County, Georgia. Place names are indeed quite interesting. Thanks for sharing time with me. Bye.